Welcome back to Toke It Out. I'm Maddy Tokes. How are you guys? Oh, hold on. We got a toke. 1 second. Hold on, please. Okay. Now we're on Toke It Out. For real. What is toking out? What is Toke It Out without toking? It's just it out. You know what I mean? You guys get it. Hey, I know I'm using the Puffco on white, which is sesh mode, and should be split with friends, but I'm not gonna. And you can't make me. Woo. Okay, as we come down from this wonderful dab, I'm going to tell you guys that this is a Gold Crown Sherb stack sugar. Okay, hold on. There we go, in front of my face so you can see it. There it is. Beautiful. And don't worry, I'm going to show you the actual product too. This is, again, very cute, very gorgeous, as one of my favorite creators says. Very cute, very gorgeous. This is the Gold Crown collab with Legacy Farms. Again, it's sugar stack, and it is their indica dominant sugar. So if you have not tried Gold Crown products, I was about to say Gold Farms, I have to combine these two. Gold Crown products, highly recommend that you do. Check those putties out. As well as their like joints, they're called jesters. Super cute. I love that it's on theme. So you know, I love a theme. Speaking of a theme, here we are in our final episode, October. That was me crying, not something else. I don't know. Yeah, no, the final, what day? It's only a couple days from now, but I like still don't know. The 28th. Happy 28th to you guys. It has been an honor to be spooky with you all October. Being spooky is what I do year round, so if you think it's gonna stop, probably not. Might do some other things like dream topics or whatever, but you guys seem to love the spooky. Okay. Me too, bitch. Me too. I see you. One mind here, sis. I'm with you. So, to keep on with a spooky theme. Okay, hold on first. We got the shirt, the all men are cremated equally. Very cool. And my little ghosty earrings. Love a ghosty earring. So yeah, we are all on theme for our Halloween episode. Ooh, spooky. Just saw me. If you're on YouTube, you did not just see that. Just FYI. Might cut that out, might not. We'll see. We'll see how freaky I'm feeling for you little freaks. Weird. But today, we're going to be talking to the dead. No, we are going to be talking about talking to the dead, though. I'm not going to be performing a seance for you guys, but we are going to be talking about different kind of seances and seances through history. Seances that you can do independently or seances you can do with yourself or friends. Guys, also, if you are listening to this on the day it comes out, man, if there ain't one fucking hair always on my face, it's not Toke It Out, I'll tell you that. Brush your hair beforehand, girl. Move those hairs. No, I'm not gonna. I'm just gonna keep complaining about it. You guys like see me like scratching my head all the time. That's not what it's like. Anyways, that dab took me out. We're like 5 minutes into this puppy. Anyways, so seances throughout history, different kinds of seances, what you can do and not. Where was I going with this? Anyways, let's get into it. So, different types of seances. Now, what is the definition of a seance? Like, I know that it's like talking to the dead, but okay. A seance is a meeting where people attempt to communicate with spirits of the dead. Okay, so it's really just as simple as that. I thought it might be like, it says often led by a medium, but I thought it would be like requiring a medium or blah, blah, whatever. The term comes from the French word for sitting. And while the traditional image involves people sitting around a table, the practice includes rituals such as the Ouija board or a medium entering a trance-like state, which we are going to get into. So different kinds of seances. We're going to go with the first, a traditional seance. A traditional seance that's going to be like from the mid 1800s. That's totally what you think about when you think of like a seance. Think of like the haunting in Connecticut. We're all joining hands in a table, often by candlelight. We're waiting for knocks, for chills, for bangs, for lights flickering, whatever. Some kind of sign from the other side. Originating in the mid 1800s during the spiritualist movement, where people believed the dead could communicate through human channels. So, this is when a medium or a host guides the session. They're interpreting those signs, those chills, those knocks, those flickering lights that might be happening. But think of like The Haunting in Connecticut. If you've ever seen that movie where they're all together and the kid's like throwing up ectoplasm into the sun. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, watch it if you haven't. Who needs eyelids? Also watch Upload if you haven't. That's my recommendation of the week. Pause. We're through exactly 1 out of the 8 that I'm going through. Hold on. Guys, Upload 4 seasons, Amazon Prime, it's free. Please watch this show. This show is so fucking hilarious and, like, makes you feel things and blah, blah. The new great comedy. Okay. The second kind is when one participant in the seance is the channel for the spirit. So this is like a trance or a mediumship seance. Think of like Insidious when the old lady puts the mask on and she's kind of talking through and she's like whispering into the earphones or what earphones? The old earphones. The headphones of the guy and he's like interpreting all the things. Again, one participant, a medium, enters a trance-like state to let the spirit speak through them. Messages can come as speech, writings, or sudden gestures. These seances often focus on comfort or closure for grieving families rather than proving the paranormal. So, this is that kind of a hoax? Though, like, are we just kind of bringing comfort to people who believe those things? Like, and I'm not here to say that we're not, or they're not real or whatever. I don't think I'm a human channel for spirits. I don't think I ever have been, but, weirder things have happened to me, so. The next one, this is a table tipping seance. This is when everybody lightly places their hands on a small table, waiting for movements as a response form from spirits. Like, Jimmy John's from the other side. Can you tell me if the turkey tom was full of sodium? And then the table tips, and you're like, I knew it. That's what was causing my kidney stones. I lunch every day. FYI, this is a joke, okay? A lot of times for a table tipping seance, people are only asking yes or no questions rather than obviously full sentence, like open-ended questions, because you can't answer with a table tip. What's the meaning of life? And somebody like, the table like floats in the air and like comes down, crashes. And you're like, oh, yes, it's world peace. Like, I don't know. So obviously it has to be like yes or no things. But table tipping, that feels, I'm pretty sure, yeah, here we go. Popular in the 19th century as both entertainment and evidence of spiritual energy. So that was games. That was games, that was playtime, that wasn't real. That wasn't real. Okay. Just saying. Table tipping, that doesn't seem real either. Like, and not that Ouija doesn't seem real, because Ouija is definitely real, but it's like anybody could do anything. Like anybody could move the planchette, anybody could move the table, anybody could whatever. So this one is my favorite. Number 4 is my favorite. It's a mirror or scrying seance. Scrying, participants gaze into a reflective surface like a dark mirror or bowl of water to see visions or sense presences. The idea is that the reflection opens a quote unquote portal for messages or symbolic imagery, often done solo or in pairs, combining meditation and visualization with ritual ambiance. So that shit's cool. So that shit is really cool. I've heard of people talking about scrying where they are staring into a candle. Like, have you ever stared into the flame of a candle and you kind of get lost in it and you just are like kind of in a trance almost? Like, that is what scrying is. It's getting into the trance, and then it's some people who are really visual are going to see, imagery in their mind and whatever. You're not going to hallucinate these images, but it's going to be more like a psychic download kind of situation where you're going to kind of get into that again, meditative trance and work things out. It's kind of dreaming without dreaming in a sense. So not exactly what Aunt Gladys was doing in Weapons. That bowl of water is not scrying. And I've never seen it done with a bowl of water, but go off, sis. A dark mirror, that shit scares me. Staring into a mirror at night in a dark room, or just in a dark room, it doesn't have to be at night, but like a dark mirror, do it. That shit is Black Mirror shit. That shit is like, I don't know. We're not supposed to do that. I'm just saying, we're not supposed to do that. That is my don't do recommendation of the week. Don't be staring into dark mirrors. Or do you love scrying? I don't give a fuck. I care. I just like, shit. Are you guys really out here doing that? You guys really out here staring into candles going, I need to know. Like, I mean, me too, but like, are you guys doing it? Are we weird together? Okay. Technological seance. A technological seance, that is when we're involving EMF, EVPs, spirit boxes, phone apps. That's when we're bringing in the big guns. technology. Is technology the big guns when we're talking about seances, or is a more organic Ouija board seance more important than an EVP EMF reader seance? I don't know. These are important questions that I'm asking you guys, and I would really need to know the answers to. Please, somebody tell me, goddamn. Participants ask questions and listen for digital abnormalities or mysterious sounds. So basically, ghost adventures. Basically, Zach Baggins shit, which you guys know, not a fan of Zach Baggins. And I'm not saying that things like that aren't real or whatever, but like it feels like if ghosts could do that with technology, it wouldn't have to be an EMF EVP reader, a spirit box. It feels like it could just be a radio. Like it could just be spooky, you know? And I don't know, is Apple secretly putting like ghost firmware to protect my Mac from being infiltrated by the spirit realm? Are they doing that? Should they be doing that? Is that the next evolution of Mac? Is that the next iPhone? It just already has an EMF reader in it? I don't know. It could be. I just said I don't like Zach Baggins, but get on that collab, son. You or Matt Rife, get on that collab. You're collabing with Apple. We're making a ghost phone. We're going ghost on this phone. You know what I mean? That's too much, you guys. It's too much. We're not doing that. Wasn't even that funny. I'm just saying. Okay, a channeling circle. This focuses less on ghosts and more on collective energy, intuition, or healing messages. Group meditate, breathe, and share impressions while they receive impressions they receive while in a calming state. Common in New Age communities, sometimes paired with crystals, cannabis, or sound baths for relaxation. Okay, so that's not a seance. That's just meditating in a group. And maybe that is a seance, shit. But you're not trying to contact the dead, so that's a channeling circle. I mean, I guess you're trying to channel, but like, are you trying to channel individual things with the collective's energy? Does that feel right? Or do you all have to be like one mind, like single focused on one thing? Like the group of witches, like the group of Etsy witches who like try to curse Donald Trump. Hey, go off, sis. Do whatever you want. But like, is that what we're talking about? Like channeling circles? Is this when like we're naked dancing around the fires in the woods? Don't tell the men. But when we go and we meet under the full moon and we dance around the fire naked, we collectively manifest things and then float. Is that the channeling circle? I'm just saying, is that what this is talking about? Because if that's what it's talking about, oh girl, I see you. I'll see you next moon, no problem. And then obviously we have like a theatrical or like a mock seance, and that's gonna be just for fun. Just for funsies, art or storytelling rather than belief. Uses light tricks, secret assistance, and spooky effects to recreate Victorian seance vibes. Popular around Halloween or in haunted house theater settings. More showmanship than spirituality. It's all showmanship. Hey, it's not real at all. So some other ones that are like solo seances. This is like an ancestral connection seance, a quiet personal version reflection. Excuse me, a quiet personal version focused on reflection or honoring ancestors. Might involve candles, incense, or writing letters to loved ones who have passed. Practice during Samhain or full moons as a way to connect with memory, intuition, or inner guidance. Do not underestimate contacting your ancestors. Let me tell you, Mulan did, and she saved China. So don't underestimate contacting your ancestors. Speaking of, I don't think any one holiday is more popular about honoring and contacting the ancestors who have passed than Dia de los Muertos. If you don't know Dia de los Muertos, that's like November 1st and 2nd. Families build ofrendas or altars with photos, marigolds, candles, foods, and favorite items of the loved ones. It's joyful, full of color, food, and community celebration, not about mourning. Dia de los Muertos is, I think, such a beautiful, beautiful holiday. I wish in America we celebrated it because it's so cool. I want to be able to do that for my like dead pets. Put out water and food and balls and stuff for my dead dog. That would be so nice. Also, my recommendation of the week. Why don't you go ahead and do that? Hey, we're going to get into November 1st and 2nd before the next episode, so that is my recommendation. Hello. And also to celebrate Samhain. But What are some other holidays that celebrate the ancestors? Well, that Dia de los Muertos is celebrated in Latin America and Mexico. Then we go to Central and South America, and that's Todos Santos, which is All Saints Day or All Souls Day. It's basically the same thing. Families will picnic in cemeteries, play music, and decorate graves with flowers and food. Very sweet. Obon in Japan is celebrated in mid-August. Lanterns are lit to guide ancestors home. Families clean graves and make offerings. Ends with floating paper lanterns to send the spirits back, beautiful and serene. That's cool. As long as they are environmentally friendly and whatever. I'm not here to shit on it. I'm not here to yuck anybody's yum, but I'm hoping that they're environmentally friendly. Just saying. But Japan is like 100 with that kind of shit. I'm assuming that they are. The Qingming Festival or the Tomb Sweeping Day, that's in China and Taiwan. In early April, families will clean tombs, burn incense or spirit money, and offer food and tea to ancestors. It's about respect, maintenance, and the continuity with lineage. Okay, that's very beautiful, honestly. The Hungry Ghost Festival in China, Singapore, and Malaysia. That is the lunar calendar's 7th month. It's usually around August. Spirits are believed to roam the earth. People leave food, burn paper offerings, and perform operas for them. Operas? Okay, that's really cool. Are we talking like, oh, are we talking like just like plays that are like dramatizations with musicals and we're calling them operas? Because either way, very cool, very cool. If if I'm dead, I'm going back for that. I'm doing like Pete on Ghosts. I'm hopping on a plane and I'm going to the Hungry Ghost Festival. Would it be scary? I don't know. This is more appeasement than celebration. It's a mix of reverence and caution. So yeah, people are probably like, oh yeah, we gotta do this. Yeah, we do not want the hungry ghosts coming and being hungry around us for other times. So here you go, ghosts. Going ghosts. Okay. Pitru Pashka? Pachka in India. That's in late September. 2 weeks dedicated to honoring ancestors through food offerings and prayers to help their souls find peace. 2 weeks? Okay. If that's the time you need, that's the time you need, babe. Okay. A lot of these are doing it for 1 or 2 days. You're doing it for 2 weeks. Those are some happy ghosts, I'm sure. Or pissed off ghosts, because that's why you got to do it for 2 weeks, one or the other. In Europe, an All Saints Day or All Souls Day, that's like Catholic or Christian tradition. The dates are November 1st and 2nd. The church honors saints and the faithfully departed. People light candles and visit graves. The Christian roots that influence Dia de los Muertos' timing. Okay. Samhain, which is Celtic or Pagan in Ireland or the UK, October 31st through November 1st, marks the end of harvest and the beginning of winter when the veil is thin and the veil between the worlds is thinnest. I am somebody who is very, very Scottish heritage, so I really like Samhain. I think I resonate with it a lot more. People do bonfires, wear costumes, and they make offerings to spirits or ancestors. Halloween has evolved from this. In Africa, there's the Egungun Festival, Egun, Egungun, in Yoruba or West Africa. It varies by region on the dates, but it honors ancestral spirits who are believed to visit through the living through masked dancers. Okay, so do people like volunteer to be these mass dancers at this festival to like honor ancestral spirits? I don't know. The festival is lively, musical, and full of color, a celebration of ancestral presence. That's very, very sweet. I love things that are like celebrating people who have moved on. Like, can't forget where you've come from, because when we forget that, we forget where we're going. So, cannot pronounce this one, you guys. Famadhana, Famad, Famadihana, Famadihani. I don't know. That's what it is. The turning of the bones is what it means in Madagascar. This is every 5 to 7 years. Families will exhume and rewrap their ancestrals' remains, dance with the shrouds, and retell family stories. It's about joy, continuity, and honoring lineage, not sadness. That feels so very nice. I just feel like, what if somebody died in a really horrific way and then you have to exhume their body? And like when you're exhuming their remains, are we embalming them or not so that they like decompose faster? I don't know. I don't know. And then obviously we have like Memorial Day, which is in the US, which is honoring fallen soldiers, something that we can't forget as well. Now we've gone over celebrating the dead. We've gone over talking to the dead. Now, what are some tools that people use to talk to the dead? Obviously, we've talked about EMF readers or EVPs to detect presences, and spirit boxes, which are electronical devices that spirits can move through and try to talk. That's what spirit boxes are. But what are some more ancient, not ancient, these aren't really ancient. What are some really old ways that we've used? What are some old tools? Well, the divination rods. These are when people will hold two rods in their hands and will ask the spirit to cross the rods or uncross them for yes or no questions. One that we all know is, of course, the Ouija board. Now, our Supreme Leader, Brittany Broski, has gone over a whole podcast of the Ouija board, but I'm just going to get into it a little bit so that we can move on to the soothsayer board. Okay. So the Ouija board in the 1890s came out. It was patented in 1891 by Elijah Bond. They called it the Ouija board, and it became the flat board with the alphabet, numbers, and the words yes, no, and goodbye. It came with a little heart-shaped planchette that moved to spell out messages. Now, according to legend, the board itself told the inventors to call it the Ouija, which actually is said to mean good luck. That is scary. Hey, that's scary. Obviously, it became like a parlor game at first, and it was so fun. And of course, you probably had some jackass who was moving the planchette all the time. But there is something to Ouija boards. Now, what that is, I don't know. But in my world, they do have a little bit of validity, and it's a little scary at times. Can you imagine? It became so popular after World War I because people wanted to contact their dead loved ones. That feels spooky. That's like, that feels kind of like, oh, are we in this collective, like, oh, look at this toy that we made. Oh, yes, you can contact the dead. Yes, contact your son who died in World War I horrifically. I don't know. That feels crazy. Over time, the Ouija board started to get a more eerie reputation. Movies, horror stories, and sensational media turned it from a fun parlor game to a spooky occult object. By the mid 20th century, many people associated it with ghostly encounters or even darker spiritual natural themes, like myself, because I am not bringing one of those in my house. Too many scary movies. We're not making scary movies about stuff that's not scary. Shit is scary. We made it about dolls because it's scary. We made it about demons because they're scary. Made it about the Ouija board because it's scary. Just so we know. Just so that we all know, it's scary. Anyways, the Ouija board is still around. You can buy it. I won't be buying it. Do I suggest you buy it? Do what you want to do. Now, a Ouija board is not the same as a soothsayer board. A soothsayer board, I gotta look that up. What does a soothsayer board look like? Because we obviously, a lot of us know what. Okay, now a soothsayer board is kind of the same thing. A mystic soothsayer from the 1940s. It probably was just, okay, 1940s. Okay, so this was Ouija's, like, cousin, obviously. But it says yes, no. It doesn't say goodbye. It just says static. So that's kind of scary. It doesn't say goodbye. But apparently, a soothsayer board was not really meant to be done with friends. It was more meant to be done with yourself. And it was more to tap into your intuition. It's supposed to give you like those psychic downloads that we talked about with scrying. The soothsayer board is going to be, wow, some of these soothsayer boards are old. What? Oh, it's over 50 years old? Get out of here, bitch. The ancient spiritual tradition. Oh, we talked about the Yoruba tradition itself is much older, originating in the what? So we've been doing seances and type and a divination since 500 to 300 BCE. Soothsayer boards have been around since 500 BCE. Okay, this one board has only been around for 50 years, but a broader spiritual tradition. Okay, you guys, this is kind of a chaotic ending. Bitch, that's crazy. Don't fuck with people. Do not fuck with ancient magic. Don't fuck with it. Okay, that's also my recommendation of the week. Don't fuck with ancient magic. I'm telling you for real. Don't do it. Okay, you guys. So lastly, how can we celebrate Samhain? Because I gotta get off the soothsayer board shit, okay? Because I thought it was gonna be like, this is something you want to do with yourself and blah, blah, blah. This shit is really ancient. Don't fuck with ancient magic. Hey, don't actually do that. Ouija board, that's on you. The soothsayer board, we're not doing that. We're not doing it. And you know where I heard soothsayer born? Okay, so number one, heard it on Trixie Mattel got gifted one from the 1940s. And that's how old I thought it was like 1940s. You know where I also heard it, bitch, was Mary Cosby on Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. That bitch was talking. They brought a psychic on, and she's like, "In my religion, we call them soothsayers, and we don't fuck with that." And like, she didn't say we don't fuck with that, but she was like, "We don't mess with that." So she passed on seeing the psychic, which okay, sure. But I was like, was there a difference? So that's where that came in. Okay. So how are we going to celebrate Samhain? Well, you can set the atmosphere. We're going to do it around sunset, October 31st, November 1st kind of area. Light some candles, maybe burn an earthy, sagey incense, maybe put on even like if you don't want to do real candles, like flickering lights or like moody lighting that you really like. You can make a little altar for your ancestors if you want, some heirlooms, some meaningful objects, a glass of wine, bread, candy, pumpkins, apples, marigolds. Light a candle for every ancestor you want to honor. You can also smoke a little something for them. If you have a ancestor that was a toker like us, I would give them a little something and maybe smoke a little something and kind of blow it to them because they can't light that, you know. That's shitty. Have you ever had weed and no lighter? Don't. So give them the second hand, okay? Sometimes people will set a place at the table that is for their ancestor, and there's a plate there, but there's nobody sitting there, so it's just kind of like a dummy seat. And it's about releasing. It's releasing all the stuff from the year. We're at the end of the harvest. We're getting into hibernation mode. Like all the BS from this year needs to be released because we're going into that death and rebirth cycle. So release it so that it's not with you in that death cycle. Okay? If you don't know what I'm talking about, get with it. And also be happy. Let's have some gratitude, okay? Samhain is a great holiday. Halloween's a fun holiday. All Saints' Day is a cool holiday. Dia de los Muertos is a cool holiday. Obon's all of them. All of them are cool holidays, and I think they all need to be celebrated in whatever way that you guys choose to celebrate. And if that's just sitting on the couch and watching a movie and having a great dinner and maybe lighting one of your favorite candles and that's it, then sure. Let's do it, man. Let's do it, babe. Let's do it. Me and you. We got this. We're going to do it, okay? So that wraps it up for me, guys. I gave you a million recommendations this week, so we're not going to go over that. And we're not going to get into what our most anticipated was this month, because the most anticipated was everything that we've been doing all month, because it's been so fun. It's been such a fast, but long, but good, but busy October. And I couldn't be more grateful to still be here. So I'll see you guys in November. But okay, I'll see you guys in November. Tell your weird uncle about me. Go watch last week's episode about dreams, okay? I don't feel it's got enough attention, okay? You should not sleep on your back, and I'm going to tell you why. Go listen to it, okay? And I'll see you next week. Bye.